my conversations with our guys are far less involved in baseball than probably most people think. The conversations with our guys that I have with them are more life skills. How do you manage the workload? How do you manage the stress? Like, what are we trying to do what are we trying to get out of this experience, and being and understanding, one, it is hard. We know that. And you signed up for it. So you got to embrace that challenge, and just kind of have them understand the values in being challenged and what it means. But everybody's different. You don't ever know how each person is going to handle it, because everybody's wired differently. But, for me, it was about, learning how to worry about what I can control. At the end of the day, the small percentage of those players are going to play professional baseball. The majority of them are going to go into the professional real world or the military. And our job as a staff is to help them accomplish that. And the only way to do that is to understand that we're here serving them. And as far as how I try to communicate with our players, I'm a very transparent and authentic person. I don't, what you see is what you get. And that's the only way I know how to do it. I think it helps build trust with our team. I think it helps build culture within our organization, our team. If they understand where I'm coming from. Nowadays with leading a team, I am forced and challenged as a coach more so than any other time before in my professional career to teach and have our guys understand the why of whatever we're doing. We have to be able to, I think as a leader and as a coach specifically, we have to teach the why and explain the why to our players. Why did we make this decision? Why did we make that move? Why are we doing this workout? Why are we taking this day off? Whatever the case may be. Because there's not the blind trust anymore that there used to be. When you have to explain the why, you really have to dive deep into that topic and have a true understanding of what you're teaching. And if you don't, they see right through it. And that's been, so it's a good thing as a coach, because it really challenges us. So it's good. Having to coach the why is absolutely made me a better coach. I think it's also made me a better dad. A leader has to be vulnerable. They have to be able to understand, and it kind of is all related to, knowing how to serve before you can lead. I think what I have to do personally is to check emotions at the door and not make emotional decisions. And I think this is something that I think it helps provide the transparency and the authenticity. I think it also provides a consistency to the culture and to the team. Being empathetic as a leader is so valuable, and it's because we're all going through something different, and we have to be able to really dive into it and understand what our young people are going through, because it's different than what I did, almost 20 years ago. And I may have had an experience that's different then. It's a different experience for them today. I think it starts with asking questions. I think it starts with asking the right questions. I think it starts with asking the right questions at the right time. Speaking less and listening more is something that I really try to force myself to do. The challenge is forcing yourself to be uncomfortable. It creates growth. And trying to get them to understand why that's valuable and how all of those things that growth, the ability to handle stress, the ability to handle adversity, the ability to manage time, prioritize, these are all things these are life skills. And these are life skills that you're going to have to take into the real world when you graduate from VMI. Being able to have truthful, loving conversations with them. And those are not always feel-good conversations. I think the empathy comes into play when that's the first part of it, because I really try to dive into what is this person going through and how can I put myself in their shoes to try to understand to my best ability what this young person is going through, because I may not know. Once I have that answer, now I can determine, okay, do I need to be sympathetic with this person, or do we simply need to be better at managing time, so I have to have this conversation, or is it whatever the case may be, is it someone that's struggling with focusing at practice? Is it somebody that's struggling with managing their time academically? Is it somebody that's struggling with, hey, are you being a good teammate or are you not being a good teammate? Are you grateful for this opportunity or are you not grateful for this opportunity? We can dive into all that stuff, but I have to understand where they're coming from first. And that's the empathy side of it. I walk away from this conversation. I may not be their best friend. They may not like me very much, but I hope that they understand the message that's being communicated to them, and it puts them on a positive path to growth.